Welcome to this week's installment of The Passion of the Digital Artist. And here he is, the computer art man himself, Jeff Mueller.
Excellent. How are you, Xavier?
I'm great, Jeff. How are you doing?
I'm doing okay after earlier today. With what the Packers went through with the referees last Monday night and what they went through today, a lot of people follow around the world, but for our American followers, that today took a toll on me, stressed me out. It was a very stressful.
Sounds like it took your voice away too.
Yes, and that's what I was going to say. That's why my voice is like this. My wife was working, and my two sons were watching with me, my 13-year-old and my 24-year-old, and they were thoroughly amused at me losing my mind. I'm just as passionate about my sports as I am about art, and it kind of today, I was able to handle what happened on Monday night with the Seattle Seahawks, but I wasn't able to handle what was happening today. It was just crazy. So, what I want to cover today is, I want to go over a little bit about burnout and how I've been avoiding it, even though I'm always lately a little bit close and on the edge. And then I wanted to show you where I am with Serene Marine, and really kind of, this will illustrate the actual digital painting process of what I'm actually doing. So let's just jump right into Serene Marine.
Take it away.
And if you look, this is the actual painting with the gray background. It doesn't have this is a blown up area, and it doesn't have the section of the photograph that I'm using as an underpainting underneath. So you can pretty much tell that this painting and what I've done, as you can see, it's completely, it's a painting in itself. Actually, I was thinking of maybe putting some sort of background and running through, but you can actually, as I pan through, see the detail and the coverage that's happening in the painting. Now, the best place to illustrate what's actually going on is when I take out the gray, and then you can kind of see what's happening. We've been over this in the water here. If you look as I drop the water out and then back on, but the main part is this area right here, and we've talked about it before, but this illustrates the painting technique. What happened is, if you look in the initial picture, this gateway was coming to the main dock, and it was just not what you want in a painting. I just, the romance of everything, the fishing boats, the actual boats, the harbor, the day, everything. So then I initially took that out. Then Xavier and myself were talking, and you know, there's a pier in the middle of nowhere. So for
the pier to nowhere. Right.
So for aesthetic reasons, although I do like the composition, this allows it to make a lot more sense. And I digitally painted that back in. And that's where my painting skills come in complete, because I'm just painting out those and painting in the parts of the areas. You know, I'm painting in, matching everything that I'm doing, just to get
rid of the ugly steel catwalk.
And then you can see here, when you add in the reflection had to be added in, and the actual, you know, pier. So pretty much as I'm going along, I'm making decisions about what to take out, what I don't want in, what colors, if the colors are right, changing the colors, darkening, lightening. It's kind of fun because each and every boat I treat as an object that I make the decisions on. A lot of the times the whites are burned out, and I'll be adding in a little bit more detail up to accentuate what's going on, adding more detail that was lost in the the original photograph. So that's where I am in Serene Marina, and once again, I'm really close. If you drop in this, you can see all that's pretty much left is this little quarter. But because of the amount of detail in there, it's been taking me a little bit longer. I had hoped by tonight, Sunday night, at 8:30 that I would have this finished, but a lot of other things, as I can't compete my fine art to paying jobs. So as a digital artist, and lately without trying, I'm getting other jobs from designers, and then also a lot more work from in stock photography. So that has been taking a toll. So now it just brings us to burnout. What's been happening is, I really think because I'm working in my digital studio in my house, that I've been able to avoid it. And I do it by forcing myself, although I'm so enthralled in Serene Marina that I don't want to take time out. I find myself always wanting to get back to finish, but then forcing myself to do things like, for instance, today I watched the Packer game. That's a given, but that almost contributed to burnout. And then I also, my wife was ran to the store. I went with her. Last night, Xavier and his wife came over. I took time out and relaxed and chilled out. And
had a few hits of our favorite beverage.
Right, had some absinthe and just relaxed. And that's how I've been dealing with it. I think if I was at a studio or in a position, that it would become overwhelming. And I think that I've been close earlier in my career when I was working straight digital art, 20 hours a day, where I would have to at least get away for a couple days of just exhaustion. I've been able to keep that from taking over. So hopefully, and that's what I'd like to, that's the point I wanted to make, is the artists out there, that when you're in that, you got to take time for other things, and that seems to diffuse it's not stress, but just the creativity flow. It's just coming, and it takes so much out of you. You're putting your soul into it. You stop it for a little bit and and then you go.
Oh, it really is. It really is stress. It's a good stress, but it's stress. It's just like getting ready to go on vacation. A vacation's fun, but it's still stressful getting everything ready. You got to get the dogs to the kennel. You got to make arrangements for your mail, your newspaper, and all the other details. If you're going by car, you have to have the car gassed up. You got to have things ready to go, and work. You have to have arrangements made there. So it's a good stress, but it's stressful nonetheless.
No, that's true, and that's why my vacation earlier this year in Cape Cod was so relaxing. So that covers it for this week. Next week I hope to come back with a social media hero, the finish of Serene Marina, and the start of the next painting, which this week I'll be deciding the name. So I hope I come up with a name, but if not, maybe we'll throw it out there next week, and once everybody sees the start of the next paint, maybe I'll let you guys name it. Let's go from there. All right?
Awesome.
Everybody have a great week. Go Pack. 2-2 is better than 1-3.